This is the central guard around 7 p.m. Training of the State Library, which is the State Library, SOS Secretary of State Women Museum, Historic Museum Library. They have the family reunion to die for. That's Thursday, March 12th, Friday, March 13th, Saturday, March 14th. Tickets on sale go on postal at the door. That's a gone postal at the door. That's a family reunion. That's reserved seats, $12. General admission, $10. Student special $5. General door. Tickets on sale going postal at the door. Produced by our special arrangement with Pioneer Drama Service, INC, Inglewood, Colorado. And that's Mrs. Larissa, that's Larissa Perez, and also Melissa McKnight. And they have the services that's updated at the general election, which is the primary presidential election today, March 10th, at the Free Courthouse, and also gone postal as the family reunion to die for. That's Mike Steele and Matt Steele, directed by Marlon. It's Thursday, March 12th, Friday, March 13th, Saturday, March 14th. Tickets on sale, gone postal at the door. And they have much to come for the presidential election here, Donald Trump election, and also the rundown systems that you can see was on Midland Library at 101 at Othello, Washington, at City Hall for the presidential election. Also Andy Miller's office, prosecutor's office, and Freda Courthouse, also the prosecutor and the administration office of Jennifer and Dick Darno. Administration Courthouse has the presidential election here in Freda, Washington. They also have the rundown for the motherhood that doesn't have the Leave Lonely Join at MOPS, Mom Next. This is the Motherhood and Heart Doesn't Hard Lonely. Join us at the MOP. That's MOPS and Mom's Next. The MOPS. And they also have the free in-person tax preparation service, ARP Foundation Tax, Aid Office Tax Preparation. Anyone at the age, especially at 50 years old and older. Senior Affairs Center, Wednesday, February 5th, 2020, Thursday, April 8th, 2020, 10:30 to 1 p.m. That's my appointment. Tax preparation, that would be Basin Retirement Home and Freda, Washington. Basin Retirement Home has a free in-person tax preparation service, ARP Foundation Tax Aid Offer Preparation. Anyone at age 15 or older. Freda Senior Center, Wednesday, February 5th, 2020, Thursday, April 8th, 2020, 20:30 till 1 p.m. Phone number is 509-754-2382 for appointments. Anybody at the retirement center and up from the Basin Retirement Center has the preparation for their taxes services be done by appointment for free. Now they can help hands at distributing at the Haley's Office Supply Building on Saturday, Monday, 10 to 2. Coats, hoodies, hat, gloves, scarves, blankets, sleeping bags, hygiene bags, and other cold weather gear. And that's in Freda. And they provide services at that 110 West Division of Freda. That's all Old Haley's Office Supply hours. Now you have the 20 census service going on. And also the paint pouring competition. They got the paint pour competition for the series for the renovation. They got the magazines, which are free. They got the hardbacks, the paperbacks. They got the $1 for adult hardbacks. They got the 50 cents for adult paperback, 50 cents for children hardback, and 25 cents for children paperback. And the magazines are for free. And you see the adult fiction. And adult fiction, you have the they have the A through Z, and they have alphabetical order A, B, C, D, and they have the first case in A, second case in B and C and D, alphabetical by author, of course. They got Stephen King would be S, and Kuntz, Dean Kuntz for scientific, and Stephen would be Stephen King would be the popular series for Christine, and also the DeLorean that was made for Going Back to the Future, renovating for the series of Roman actors, would be the Kennewick Man, and the service system finding for the Columbia Park for the anniversary for service for the compound interest APR rate for confiscating escrow business offices through the state international services for escrow and services. As you can tell, these people filed bankruptcy, and the people that filed bankruptcy, the properties are bought by business owners like myself. And we're going to take all of these services and put an APR rate, and they're going to be loaned out to their service agency loan people, and they have in debt, and they're pretty much suffering consequences since the September 11th building fell down. Their mothers and fathers, the millionaires and billionaire family members died, and their children were left behind. They suffering consequences of these siblings. Millionaires, billionaires, population in the towers. The consequences in the aisles, as you can see, they suffered consequences. See, Ivanka, Trump, and Felix Barela took very serious thinking of changing their lives and suffering consequences. Signed contract, because I never faked bankruptcy in my life. And we have the new books, Rival, The Method of Madness, and also versus the Black Panther movement, Mr. Colin Powell himself, United States Army, and Secretary of Command above. Open statement by current Trump. Now, Mr. and Mrs. has the increments on their positioning for their paint pouring competition. The owner of Ace Hardware owned the chainsaw company, the most powerful chainsaw in the world. The most competitions they got is in Idaho, Washington, Idaho, Montana, Colorado, Arizona, Syracuse, Canada. The most competition, the baddest woodpecker in the world, the best pouring concrete layer in the world, masonry in the world, and also building the most sophisticated weapons on the aviation compound in Nebraska, Washington. Now Nebraska and Washington State bind in their service contract, and this pouring contract for these services. These individuals are going to be very smart and in a key position for their business services, especially in this area. Now, we got preteen children, and these services are selling for 25 cents a piece. Hardbacks, it's 25 cents. The dollar amount was the hardback covers. The magazines are for free. See, like this beautiful style magazine of Felix Barela and Donald Trump, and also Mrs. Ivanka. You see this beautiful magazine for free. See, any adversaries and the services on the hardback and guard covers, if you say Louis L'Amour, that would be the service that they have for the proximity and perfect for educating and service for non-violent, no cursing, no bad words, and also romantic in many ways. So we changed their lives in many ways into structures and services for the children. Do not have no leniency on their leisure of painting. There's no law against painting. There's no law crossing the street, giving millions, billions of dollars into your checking and savings account. If anything's stopping your way of depositing your money and being jumped by officers, by laws, knowing you have money to deposit your money, we're going to use this as a perfect tool of your adversaries in future. Chief Justice, police departments, the surgical floor, the slaughter floor, the Bank of Pyro, the restaurant, the Tower Building, the Davenport Hotel, the Call Building, and reservations as we come. Because I speak English. I don't speak to Spanish or foreigners or exchange of students. I speak English. I write English. I speak English. I read this. I'm a trig, astrophysics, physics, astronomy, and also horoscope is a Libra. means scale, means law, means bust, voluptuous women. But Ivanka don't fit that description. She's very skinny, small, slim. And these services in the non-fiction drama raw section, you can see it's pretty self-explanatory. Now the Chief Justice Department services, Mr. Scalia. Lowering Scalia costs billions and trillions of dollars. Mr. Falcrest, Golden Stripe, Chief Justice. Christian cost millions, billions for his procedures in the surgery floor and the epidemic services of swine flu. Miss Badger Ginsburg, she walked out. Now, Donald Trump can walk around, Ivanka can walk around anywhere and deposit money in your services. But we got a school, an intruder in the midst that all the children pointed out and conversate about, and it's a beautiful book. And it's about what the hell did I just read? What the hell did I just read? Well, Ivanka and Felix Barela got this memo here. It says, what the hell did you read? And it's by David Wong. And we're going to go in the George Washington series, and we're going to get the memo. Very sophisticated memo. See, when I'm 7 years old in George Washington's house, there was a little girl. Always wanted to talk to me. And everyone's disturbing us because she wants to talk to me. I'm 7 years old. George Washington Owl from the, this is the target of JFK, Robert F. Wilcox. This is 2 months before assassination from Richland, Washington. Richland, Washington, 1313 West Grand Line, Chemical, Washington. Mr. John F. Kennedy and Bob Kennedy's bodies removed from Mueller's funeral home. And we have on shelf 2, space 6G7. And, 7 years old. George Washington. There's no picture of mother and father, grandfather, no father, mother. That's Trump and Mueller, J. Mueller, FBI, CIA, and also Administration, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard. That is the helicopter. That's an elite force in stealth mode in Fresno, California, Blackstone, Simon's Mall. The unveiling hopes of high missed opportunities of Iraq. The Great Fire of Lou, and also the services of Fallujah. The Fallujah, Northern Providence, and Eastern Providence services. And this is hissing cousins. Hissing cousins means porcupines, gardener snakes, rattlesnakes, gopher snakes, and also garden snakes that are in the midst of the George Washington House here in the Freight on C Street. There's the Golden Empire, Philip Levi, and this is where the cherry tree grew. We got a cherry tree and got a tree of George Washington that planted at Bravo Military Base in Yakima, Washington. That's Shiites, militias, Fidel Castro, Saddam O'Day. Saddam O'Day is the service for O'Day is Saddam's son, his brothers, his children from Sacagawea Apartment 205, where Mr. Saddam State Petroleum was assassinated in Pasco, showing up at Apartment 205 Sacagawea Apartments. We got the shelf and racking and services, the monument, and the Mills Cruiser, open casket, of course, at the Kennewick Columbia Park, where the UFO and the alien that was detained, and of course, it was mentally evaluated, put the mental anguish taken in from Kennewick Columbia Park, and also the artifacts of the Indian artifacts, to throw that in for a bonus, for a wicked move, political move on services they have of overturning and covering and trying to overthrow the government and overthrow the society of Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, Seattle, Tacoma, and the whole stable population of Washington State. Basically had a liquor war, and they uncovered the services of a target of individual politicalism. There is a service fee, there is open to the public, there's walk in, walk out. You're more welcome to go to City Hall. You're more welcome to walk in City Hall and pay your bills across the street, and under the services of your pretense of your property lines, distinguishing and exposing the services open to the public. These are Commonwealth political public lines. They expanded their wealth once the library is doing far off as well as ever from last year. Last year from that year has done a lot more APR and services and discretionary on their bills, and confiscating for billing and confiscating for their services has gone higher than the year after that. Mr. Obama did a lot of damage here in the last 10 years of him being in office, confiscating his services and suffering and discrepancy. Now we're suffering the consequences of the backlashes of his recession, anti-depression, and also the dollar amount, which is only 30 cents to the dollar. Now it's 100 pennies to the dollar. And the con artist individuals got away for the 10 years, escaped in service, and are now incarcerated, being tortured as we speak. Miss Melania Trump loves the service of confiscating her enemies. She looks like Roberta Barela, mother. Mr. Nixon comes a long way on the right-hand side. Mr. John F. Kennedy, oh wait. Mr. John F. Kennedy, 2 months later, was assassinated downtown not Pasco, but plotted already and plotted. His children were plotted to be killed in Pasco, and they were. And it was the State Patrol Sodom, and also Saddam Hussein and Fidel Castro and Gaddafi, which he lived in 1331 Grand Ronde in Kennewick, Washington, on Columbia Drive, the Ford Company. notorious major drug cartels, Mr. Ivan Escobedo. Most cartel services must quarantine carry any cocaine service and export service for the CIA, FBI, and they've taken Liz Cheney, Sandy Strong. And that's Lola. It's our George Washington House here in the Fred Washington. You know, we continue on. It says, "In Fam," and the crime of silence. The World Society. This is the most best topic series you can get on your services for good topics on in the arena of pros and cons. Description is on criminal society, open society, and also the sleepless in Seattle, and that be the Society of Bill Gates Foundation. Mr. Bill Gates loves the services of ploying with Roberta Barela. Description Mr. Donald Trump ploying with Roberta Barela, and also with Bill Gates. There's consequences, but Mr. Colin Powell is a mischief and nuisance to the society, as you can see. The Black Panther movement and their services back in the 60s, 40s, 20s, 1900s, and 1919 when they built the Blue Bridge officially, where Mrs. George Bush's daughter sent the Blue Bridge with Felix Barela, where Felix Barela is standing telling him to leave because he owns it. They're communists. Mr. Charlie Cox is on the Pasco side. Felix Barela is on the Kennewick side. So it's a squeeze play. Easy kill